Welcome to my video. Start the video with my own escape from normal life, my own town. It's not London, there's no wrecking balls, there's no scrubbers, but this is my own escape from normality on the way to a couple of days in the country. Here we are on the motorway. Now I know the motorway's in the film as when they were on the way home, but it just had that vibe of how things were in the late 60s, quiet motorways as we're getting out of the big cities and out into the country. And it just, for me, it just set the scene for a couple of days that were to come. First location, as we'll see in a second, so that's the postcode there, which takes you to Withnail, which is a reservoir near where to Sledale Hall is, which was Crow Crag in the film. There's a bit of a walk from here, but this is the best place to park. There's a car park at Withnail, and you can actually see as you pull up there, the arrow's pointing to Sledale Hall itself. Postcode actually takes you to here where you can see the pin on the map, which is not quite where we need to be. The pin that you can see here is where we need to park, and then there's a bit of a walk. The Jag is being fixed up. We're about to spend a couple of days in the country. Tonight we shall be forced to camp, and here we are I'm just giving credit to the website there where I got the information. There's really good useful information on there, so I don't need to necessarily talk you through it all. It's about a 3.5 mile route around the reservoir, and it takes you right past the scene used in the location for Crow Crag, as you can see there in the distance. Beastly mud and oomska. And the bridge, which before you get to Crow Crag or Sledale Hall, you come across the bridge where the fishing scene was, where Withnail was using a gun to shoot the salmon. And that's the actual
There's two of them here, look.
waterfall on the location there, and here we are at Sledale Hall. There's a car park there. It's not a Jag, it's a Rover 75, but it looks a little bit like where Marwood's Jag was parked in the film. Here's some pictures I took from different angles of the house. Next location we went to was, so postcode there, CA10 2QU. That takes you pretty close, and you can just see where we actually need to stop here. I drove past it, so I went back and turned around, but this takes us to the gate where the ball scene was filmed. So this is where you'll actually see Scarside, the sign there, as you can see on the wall, and if you follow that path up, you can see the pin there is where I was parked. And where the pin, as you can see on this section, was actually where the gate was. You just walk all the way up that road, eventually you get to the gate here. Quite easy to spot that this is exactly where that scene was shot. You can see why Bruce Robinson chose it. It's perfect for that scene, the way that the dry stone walls have penned in that little section where Marwood had to face off with the bull. And it's exactly as it was now. It's no different. So it's a different gate, and the gate opens a different way now. What do you think of Desmond Wolfe? In respect of what? I'm thinking of changing my name. It's too like Donald Wolfe it. And there's a still from the film, and then we'll see a still from how it looks now. Pretty much unchanged. Really worth making the effort to see that one. Now we're heading, so if you can see the postcode on the screen there, this takes you to Haweswater Reservoir, which is where the scene was filmed when on the way back from the Crow. Withnail had his famous rant when he was stood up overlooking the reservoir. As you can see, the pin there is where we need to go. Where the postcode actually takes you is to the RSPB centre, so you just follow it all the way down to almost to the bottom of the lake. The lake stays on your right as you make your way down. And eventually there is a lay-by pretty close to where the scene was. You just need to walk back up the hill a little bit there and you're almost there. There's another gent there taking a picture pretty much of the scene as you can see it in the correct location. Probably also a fan of the film.
Bastards! You all suffer! I'll show the lot of you! I'm gonna be a star!
As we have a moment of self-indulgence. Now, next location and the final location for me, we're just coming into Bampton here, and that's the postcode there that'll take you to where you need to be. This is where the phone box was located. Really good location this actually. You can see it. You don't even need to leave the car to see where the filming took place. Actually a tea room's there just across the road from where we are, of all things. But yeah, one that just brings a smile to your face because it's instantly recognisable. As soon as you drive along the road you'll see it, and it's pretty much as things were. You can just see the phone box coming into view there and the bus shelter still as it was. And then as we swing around we can see it from the other side. Lovely little village Bampton is, and well worth a stop. There's the phone box again. Lots of other fans of the film have visited that location as well, because there's a visitor's book and a guest book in there. There's the tea rooms you can just see on the left now. And where I stayed was a little campsite here right in the middle of the village. Also run and owned by an old chap called Stead, who also runs a garage. He runs a taxi company. He's in his 70s, fascinating guy. Lived around there for many years. Very accommodating and helpful. So I was forced to camp, and as the sky started to bruise, headed out for an evening at the Crow, or in this case the Mardale Inn, local pub in Bampton. Read quite a lot of information about this online actually. It's one of those pubs being bought out by the local community. Seems like initially a bit of a touristy, foodie place, but managed to park myself down at the bar, got chatting to one of the locals, one of the members of the bar staff. They did tell me quite a lot about the local village and the history with the film, and found out that the guy who runs the campsite, Stead, was actually in the film. He provided the tractor that was used by parking, and a lot of the scenes when the tractor was being driven, Stead himself was actually driving, and he was present at a lot of the filming locations. That's my camp for the night. And then, so in the morning then I managed to have a chat with Stead. So what you can see on screen now is an artefact that he actually, a piece of memorabilia that he kept from the filming. It's got still on display in his workshop, and he just told me quite a lot about, probably had about 10 minutes of his time talking about the history and his own memories. He was present at all of the scenes involving the tractor, particularly the bull scene. He said he was there all day. Told me quite a lot about that, and the scene regarding the phone box in Bampton. He was present for that. And we can just see him, just the chap there, just leaning against the Freelander there. You can only just sort of see the back of him, can't really see his face, which I thought was quite unfitting. I didn't ask him if he wanted to appear on camera, and that's about as much as you see of him on the film as well, so I thought that was quite apt. And this is leaving Bampton, tea rooms ahead of us, and then away from the Lake District.